Care that sees the whole person, care that understands that when someone walks into the hospital, a clinic, a provider's office, that they're not just presenting symptoms, they're bringing their stories with them. They're bringing their fears with them, and they are bringing their histories with them. And for many communities, especially Black communities, those histories include generations of trauma tied to the healthcare system. Mistrust didn't come from nowhere, it was built over time through experiences of not being heard, not being believed, and not being treated with dignity. And I see this every single day with clients that I've worked with and in my own family. So when we talk about patient is you, what we're really talking about is this shift in a mindset. It's asking every provider, every system, every institution, what if the patient is you? What if it was your mother, your daughter, your child? Because when we lead with that question, everything changes. And I want to share something personal. Recently, I was here at the LOB and I received a phone call from my daughter who was just going for a routine appointment. And she called me and she said, "Mom, you need to meet me at the emergency room. If you are a parent or a family member, you know how scary that can be." That emergency room visit led to a 2-day hospital stay. So after, I could not process any of this in the moment, but after my daughter and I talked, and I will name the hospital because it's the hospital in my district. No one that cared for us knew that I was the state representative for the district. And they treated myself and my daughter with the true compassionate care that we are talking about today. The questions that we asked, they answered them. When we cried, they validated our feelings, they reassured us, they talked us through the entire process. And it wasn't just the providers, it was everyone who stepped through the door. Didn't matter if they were taking blood, taking information, or giving her food. When we prayed, they stood and walked in the room, they would stand to the side and wait for us to finish praying, and then they would come and talk to us. And that really made me think about how, when we first went into that situation, how scared we were. Because we're not always used to receiving that kind of care, and that is just the truth. And I am forever grateful for the care that my daughter received. And I feel like it was also the care that I received. I wasn't the patient, but the family received that compassionate care. For a young lady who was always scared to go to an appointment because you just never know what's gonna happen, this experience was a good one for her. And as a social worker and a legislator, it just made me think about the patient is you. And I had great conversations with nurses and doctors and specialists who all truly cared about my daughter's treatment and her recovery.